Fuckers, objective Bravo secured!
Hey guys, got enemy infantry in the area. Hey, watch out guys, we got eyes on enemy infantry. Enemy infantry in the area. Explosive charge has been planted.
Hey guys, my name is TheRussianBadger, and a goodbye, my sweetheart. Hello, Vietnam. I'm not going to sing anymore. That's not a good idea. Das gefällt mir nicht. Ich bin ein bisschen enttäuscht. Nur ein bisschen, aber ich bin enttäuscht. Moving on from that, the beginning of this game was not exactly to my liking, and what I mean by that is, do you guys ever get frustrated where I say, come on man, you're not even going to get me a squad. I paid $15 for this expansion pack. Well, this happens in regular Bad Company 2 as well, but why can't you find me a squad? I'm constantly looking for a squad. I'm playing with nobody. I'm playing by myself. I'm just rolling solo. So I said, you know what? Might as well just take the tank and get my Tokyo drift on. So I went around here, and believe it or not, and you're going to see a lot of it in this game, it's going to be very, very unorthodox tactics because my team was absolutely dreadful, at least for the first section. So I decided just to create this gigantic metal shield of the objective, and then so I went in, I armed it, and look, an enemy has already gotten inside of it, but then he decided to get out because he can't move anywhere. And I come around the corner here, I think, okay, what am I going to do now? Okay, let's reload first. Let's reload, definitely. And then I go back and I get in the tank, and it's perfect. And there have been other instances where I've literally barricaded the entire objective off so you can't even get inside. And I mean, I believe there's some kind of method where you can get inside by getting in the tank and then getting out the other side, but it always seems that the tank always seems to put you out on the side that's not close to that objective when you do that. So sometimes you have to run around, but that's just a fun, unorthodox tactic that can absolutely frustrate your opponents and leave them totally puzzled. And I was gonna get a good old squish on this guy, but he somehow used his absolutely tremendous and exquisite dodge hacks and got around. And actually, I don't think he dodged. I think my other gunner shot him before I was able to run him over. But it's funny to even think about. Okay, what are my enemies thinking about right now? Is he driving that tank into the? Is he driving that right next to the objective? What is he doing? And it's even more up here. Look, I drive it right up to block so much of the enemy fire, so that I can arm the objective. And I got out to arm the objective, but my teammate had already beaten me here. And check this out. Look, boom! Give me your sandwich. Oh man. And he decided to arm it first. And the reason that I'm in the secondary or the gunner seat right now is because mainly it's a lot more versatile, and you're gonna get a lot more kills with the gunner seat than you are with the main cannon seat. And I mean, that's my own experience. That's just something that I'm basing off. And look at that dolphin dive that guy just did. It's like it's just asinine if you ask me. But even here, I even noticed that it takes quite a few shells to kill somebody with your main tank cannon. Your large shell, and like I'll get 2 or 3 hit markers sometimes with a main shell, so that secondary machine gunner is a much better position to switch to as soon as you've gotten the objective armed. And here my teammate was just being a Carl, and he wasn't even looking on his radar or around at all, and he drove away without me, and I cried for several minutes while sprinting up this large hill here with the Mac-10. And you know what? Here, I tried to get one and then get the other, but I couldn't quite get him. He was 10% down, or 10% left. It was about one more bullet and he would have been dead. But you can't compete with the psh. And by the psh, I mean the PPSH. And the PPSH, it's essentially a gun that is similar to the Thompson, but it's better than the Thompson. And if you wanna do some multiplication and some division, you will definitely tell the damage per second of the Mac-10 compared to the PPSH at close range. It is David and Goliath, and that's not even a lie. Like the Mac-10 really cannot compete with the PPSH, but I really make up for that by just most of the time outsmarting him and controlling the way in which, or the method in which I choose to take them down. Oftentimes, I mean, I'll use some kind of hack route and get around so that most of the enemies that I have to shoot at, oftentimes their backs are going to be turned to me. So, I mean, if they have their backs turned to me and I flank around correctly, it doesn't matter what weapon I'm using. I could be using a pistol, I could be using the Mac-10, I could be using the AK, the PPSH. If you control the manner in which you approach your enemy, it totally increases your odds of winning the gunfight, because really, you can't kill what you can't see, right? I mean, maybe that might be an exception for carpet bombing, but let's move on from that. And you're going to have quite the asinine moment coming up here. It was almost reminiscent of my childhood. I never ate this cereal because I actually ate the healthiest cereal that I could. I believe I always ate Smart Start and all those really fibrous, healthy. Yet again, I always ate the really healthy, fibrous cereal, and then right here, okay, I'm sitting in here. The guy knows where I am, and it's just like the Trix commercial. You know, like Silly Rabbit, Tricks are for kids. It's just check this out in just a second. It's like silly communist. Flame doesn't go through walls. What are you doing? And then I mow him down. Silly communist. Tricks are for kids. That's, for some reason, that's exactly what it reminded me of. I don't know why. And as you can tell here, the Mac-10 is not exactly what everybody cuts it out to be. I remember one of you commented that, a lot of you comment that the Mac-10 is an absolute awful, abysmal weapon that I'm never ever going to utilize ever because it offers no positive qualities or great benefits that are anything more useful than a PPSH. But really nothing's better than a PPSH at this point. And really here, I was looking for ammo. I couldn't find any ammo, and then I happened to find a box there, but then there's these bush monsters lurking over there that I really couldn't see very well, and he mows me down. But actually, the joke's on him. The joke is on that trickster, because I had teammates behind him that he didn't see, and they armed B, and we got it destroyed. And after a little bit of grenade spam from an enemy over here, and you can see my technique there. If you're not getting really good, a real high success rate with the Mac-10, just try 2 or 3 quick bursts and then go fully automatic, and usually 2 or 3 quick bursts will most of the time kill him, but then 2 or 3 quick bursts followed by an automatic spray. All you really need after the first couple bursts is just a few more damage points to take him down. So I really utilize that tactic quite a bit with the Mac-10. It's just 2 or 3 quick bursts, and if that doesn't work, I spray. And you got 40 rounds in the clip, and I also use the ammo specialization, so it really does enable you to spray more than if you were using lightweight. And check out this asinine moment right here. You ready? And no scope. That's what you get for being a slimy catfish and trying to steal our helicopter. And you think you're gonna get away? I think not. And it may seem like I'm being a total quote-unquote tank prostitute or tank escort woman thing. But really, sometimes it's just necessary to utilize the vehicles if your team is not exactly amazing. And you can definitely see the progression and the change. My team has definitely improved. I don't know if it's more players joining or new teammates, or teammates just suddenly had more curves than they previously did. But you can definitely notice a differentiation between the beginning of this match and the end of this match. And you see they're arming objectives. They're definitely getting in and contributing to the team, which was not very characteristic of them in the beginning of the match. And yet again here, I thought I should have killed somebody with the tank shell there, but then I guess not, and then I get 2 more in there, and then look at this Carl on my right-hand side. Why are you sitting in a car that can easily be absolutely exploded in front of your face when there's a tank right there? I don't understand your reasoning nor your logic, trickster. Well, he's not so much of a trickster, more of a Carl. He seems pretty inept to me. But yet again, I think I saw anti-tank mines behind me, and I was getting just absolutely, I don't want to say destroyed, I was getting pounded from the front by so many rockets, and it seems like the progression of rockets just constantly was increasing. Earlier I was getting hit by maybe 1 or 2 every few seconds, or like every 10 seconds I might want to say, and then eventually they were just constantly hitting me with RPGs, so it's difficult to keep the tank up. But definitely a tip for the tank is make sure you stay with it until it explodes, because if the enemy steals your tank, that is detrimental. And I was trying to stay in this position just to be right next to the objective and try to initiate my squad mates to spawn on me so that we could all rush B together. But then I died because somebody was lobbing grenades and I got Wesley sniped directly in my kneecaps. So I said, you know what, why don't I just not take the tank and I'll flank the left side and let's, for lack of a better term and or phrase, get her done. And this guy thought he could outshoot me. I think not, friend. I think not. And you know what? I don't know why people say the Mac-10 is so bad. I mean, the Uzi, the mini Uzi or whatever the Uzi is, I don't even know the name because I don't use it. It's basically unusable because the flash from the muzzle absolutely drowns out all the vision in the iron sights. So it's not exactly an intelligent decision to... Excuse me, I got the burps, more apple pie. It's not exactly an intelligent decision to use the mini Uzi in a lot of situations, but the hipfire I'm very, very pleased with. But I would never really use the mini Uzi or the Uzi, whatever that weapon is. That's not the Psh or the Mac-10. I wouldn't really use that personally. It's not exactly a smart decision. And as you can see here, as I was approaching the objective, don't shoot people if they don't notice you're there. If they're unaware of your position, don't shoot them. And I got killed by Noob Killer, but you know what? You think the joke's on me because you killed me and you're level 50, and since you're a Noob Killer, that would make me a noob, right? Because you killed me. But the joke's on you, Trickster, because the objective's gonna explode in your face after you get shot. So, how does that feel? And finally we get it finished up, and I hope you guys enjoyed this for this sort of unorthodox segment of tactics. Sometimes you just have to rally your team and kind of lead the way and show them, like, this can actually be done. We can beat this team if you use your vehicles correctly and you adopt the proper tactics and teamwork so that you can actually get the objectives destroyed. And there's your final score. I believe I destroyed 3 MCOM sites, but that is all that I have to say. I want to thank you very, I want to say very 4 times. Actually not, but I want to thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Auf Wiedersehen und bis bald.
CENTCOM stated that this action will in no way pose a threat to civilian food stocks in the area.